My name is Jared Meyer, and I work on the NinjaTrader business development team in our Denver, Colorado office. We do have a very special event for you today with Alla Peters of Fibonacci Trading Institute. I want to mention that it is important to understand there are substantial risks in trading commodities, future contracts, and Forex. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you, and that will depend on your specific circumstances and financial resources. It is possible to lose all the funds deposited with your broker, could even incur losses beyond these amounts. Please inquire at ninjatraderecosystem.com/risk disclosure for more information or for a copy of the CFTC Forest disclosure. I'll put a link into the room if you have any interest in investigating that further. Also, please do remember that these training webinars are not a solicitation or recommendation, but simply educational in nature. And some more information for you. This presentation is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is a technology company responsible for developing and supporting NinjaTrader trading software. Any brokerage-related questions should be directed to NinjaTrader Brokerage directly at 312-262-1289 or by emailing brokerage.sales@ninjatrader.com. And I'll pop that in the chat box as well for anyone that wants to take note of that. Thanks again for your attendance today. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome to the NinjaTrader Ecosystem webinar room, Alla Peters. Please take it away, Alla.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you, NinjaTrader. Hello, traders. It's my joy and pleasure being with you. This is Alla Peters, founder of proprietary Fibonacci method and in Fibonacci Trading Institute. I'm very excited about this webinar as we have very powerful market formations which I would like to discuss with you throughout the webinar, and most important part of the webinar is you asking me questions. More questions you ask, more interactive webinar will be. But first, as Jared had said, please remember, all the questions I will answer to educate you about Fibonacci, the only natural predictive tool in the market. How in the world did I come up with proprietary Fibonacci method? How did that happen? When market was crashing into oblivion in 2008, I was a very accomplished investor in the market on all levels, from stocks to real estate. I was holding stocks that had spectacular fundamentals and solid earnings. When all the commentators on CNBC were saying, hold the stocks, do not get out of the markets, I listened. But not for too long, when I started questioning and recognizing very, very clearly there is a lot more to the markets than fundamentals and indicators will ever be. I recognized very, very clearly that market flawless Fibonacci puzzle, no matter what time you trade, no matter what instrument, Fibonacci formula remains the same. This was the stock I was holding in 2008, Chesapeake Energy. Chesapeake Energy had stunning earnings, stunning fundamentals. So why in the world did it reverse? Simple. Fibonacci said so. Fibonacci what forms the markets? Fibonacci will show where reversal zones are in advance. And this is exact same thing as happened on Chesapeake Energy on monthly chart in 2008 is what S&P doing right now in front of you at the market close. S&P reached reversal zone. This is not the place to buy. This is 15-minute chart. If you're a day trader, you're using exact same formula, exact same Fibonacci strategies. What is the difference? Hold time and risk management. Market is flawless Fibonacci puzzle doing exact same thing on 3-minute chart. What is the stopping market collapse right now? At the market close, as price reached reversal zone just like Chesapeake Energy did. This Fibonacci support. What is the difference between all of these charts? The time frame and hold time. Otherwise, if I would remove the name from the chart, you would not have an idea what instrument you are looking at. This is 3-minute chart. This is key support in front of you right now in the market. Do you remember this level? in 2016? Again, this is your investment decisions. This is exact same support on monthly. Identical dance. What is the difference between the two? The only difference, this is your investment positions. If you're using monthly, you're holding position for months and potentially years. Do you see what price said in 2016? If this support is respected, market will skyrocket to 2,800. Have price done that? Of course it has, which we will dissect throughout the webinar. We're in the middle of historical formations, traders, which you will see next. But if you take a look on this chart, 2016, crucial Fibonacci support that pointed. If this support is respected, market will skyrocket. And that's 3-minute chart in front of you. Identical strategy. What is the difference? Risk management and trader psychology. This is 1800 number. This is your investment decisions. This is exact same number as you will witness throughout the webinars. Identical formula, identical level. Trend inception on weekly. Do you remember this? Do you remember something drastically more important, which we will also continue reviewing throughout the webinar? This resistance, 2200 number, is crucial. Every single one of these charts, identical strategy. Every single one of these charts, identical price action patterns. The only difference, risk management and trader psychology. This is your investment decision. This is exact same levels as been in a play on S&P this entire week. This bright pink line is ultimate Fibonacci support. As we discussed the entire week, not the place to short near. Ultimate point of entry, ultimate support, no matter what chart you trade. This is ultimate place to short from. And again, if I convert this chart to 5-minute chart, identical formula. Everyone seeing this? It's all the same. What chart you trade, what instrument you trade, absolutely up to you. In 2009, I developed first strategy. What you're witnessing in front of you is 10 years of work with price action and Fibonacci. What you're witnessing in front of you and what we've been dealing with this entire week is institutional support, 2700 number. If you are a day trader, you never ever ever short near. This key support had been present in the trading room for years, which again correlates with your day trading trend inception. You want to trade with institutions and not against them? It's absolutely crucial to add long-term charts to your ultimate institutional volume levels. But also to remind you, what you're seeing in front of you on long-term weekly charts where markets selling off from, and this Fibonacci support, what's holding this market sell-off is exact same thing that's playing out right now at the market close on 3-minute chart. Identical strategy, identical formula on 15-minute chart. The only difference, risk management. And if you are holding position 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, or 5 months, market, identical formula. And that's what I recognized in 2008. I was very fortunate to have opportunities to spend years staring at the chart because I became fascinated with the market. And that's what I've been teaching since 2011. And that's what I will show you throughout webinar. That Fibonacci is the only natural predictive tool in the market. And when price says it's reversal zone, never ever ever enter into it ever. As price reverses from these levels 80+% of the time. No matter how spectacular earnings, how spectacular fundamentals are. That's simple and that pure. So, every single thing you're witnessing in front of you applies to any instrument, any time frame, any platform. What you choose to trade, absolutely up to you. Here's a test for everybody to remind you. If you found this strategy that works, it should work on any instrument, any time frame, any platform. Quiz time. What chart is this? Anyone knows? Anyone wants to take a guess? What chart is this? What instrument is this? No one knows what instrument this is? No one knows what time frame? Every single instrument in front of you, every single day, has exact same formula. This is S&P E-mini future daily chart. Take a look at this chart and tell me if it does not look identical. What instrument is this? Pretty please. Every single person answering different answers. Dow, Nasdaq, gold, oil, none of them. Completely wrong. Absolutely, it is not S&P. Absolutely incorrect. None of you know what instrument this is, do you? But what does every single person know here? It's price, ladies and gentlemen. Price action patterns remain the same. This is gold. 30-minute chart. You master this, you can trade anything. And that remains the key. And this is what's absolutely crucial to your success. And that's what I recognized in 2008. Since 2008, I developed multiple strategies, focusing on pure indicator-free price. And here's very, very powerful example and very powerful reminder how Fibonacci will override anything and everything. Do you remember Apple in 2015? Do you remember Apple at 91 level? 2015 hedge fund convention. Apple comes out with the worst earnings. What do I say? This is key Fibonacci support. This support is not broken. Apple will skyrocket. Did anyone care about horrific earnings? Where is Apple now? This is Apple now. Skyrocketed until 195. This is your range on Apple today. This is Apple before earnings. Let me remind you where it was. Absolutely essential and absolutely crucial to respect Fibonacci levels. Last month, Apple had done exact same thing as it had done in 2015. What is the difference between these two charts? Time frame you trade. is the only difference. Nothing less, nothing more. Every single Fibonacci formula you're witnessing throughout the webinar reminding you, this is naturally predictive tool. This golden ratio was discovered by Leonardo Pisano in 13th century. This special mathematical sequence creates repetitive spirals and triangles which are present in nature. This exact same patterns what forms financial markets. These are key Fibonacci numbers. These are the numbers that form the trends. This is the numbers that forms everything in nature. Fibonacci sequence that starts from 0. If you add every single number, starts full expansion. Fibonacci numbers drastically more powerful than any other numbers will ever be. If you witnessed Apple now, this was Apple prior. Let me remind you. Apple danced at this Fibonacci resistance and this Fibonacci support. This is Apple weekly chart. This is S&P this week in the markets. Identical formula, identical strategy, identical levels. Do you want to trade 5-minute chart on S&P? Why not? Identical formula, identical levels, identical strategy, identical price action patterns. No ifs or buts about it. Price comes to Fibonacci support. 4 days in a row, our bias firmly bullish, just like on Apple. This is exact same formula as you witnessing in the markets on any time frame and any instrument that you choose to trade. As you will witness throughout webinar. Market is Fibonacci puzzle, price action and Fibonacci form repetitive patterns, which can be capitalized upon in any market for trade entries and trade targets. And that remains the key, and that is absolutely crucial. This was S&P at reversal zone in June 2015. This is where S&P collapsed from. This is S&P right now in front of you on 15-minute chart. Identical structure, identical formula. Absolutely no difference. This was oil. Oil before the news, reversal zone is reached. Spectacular bullish news does not mean a thing. How many points did oil collapse? 350. Bullish news did not mean a thing. Fibonacci meant everything. And that's how you will forever benefit from Fibonacci, as S&P is doing in front of you exact same thing as oil had done. Exact same thing as Apple had done. Price comes to reversal zone, market will reverse completely 80+% of the time. Here's few other examples from the market. Here's a very powerful reminder on what played out in recent years on oil. Here's oil, chart on oil, monthly charts that have been present in the room for years. Do you remember oil at reversal zone at 29.70? Trend inception. Rules are met, take a trade. Do you know where oil is now? This is oil weekly. This was trend inception. Ultimate point to enter your trade. Summer 2016. Oil struggled at the end of the minor trend for over a year. Famous 55 number. Identical level you saw on Apple. Identical level you saw on S&P. It's all the same. Identical level that's been on a play in the trading room this entire week. What is the difference? Risk management and trader psychology. Ultimate point of entry, trend inception. Oil currently overextended. Bullish rally in progress. Where did the buyer step in from? At key Fibonacci support identified years in advance. As I said, for years, oil breaking through this, take a pause here and will skyrocket to reversal zone. And that's what price does every time. Absolutely most important level in your trading is bright pink line, the end of the minor trend. No ifs or buts about it. Do you remember how long Apple spent breaking through this level? Exact same thing as oil, over a year. Where Apple is sitting right now is exact same level, which was key resistance. All the same formula, all identical strategy. If you found strategy that works, it should work on futures, forex, stocks and options, ETFs, anything and everything, as pattern remain identical. The only difference, risk management and trader psychology. That's it. In the next few minutes, I will show you what I start course with. Fibonacci is a highly accurate predictive mathematical sequence that helps you identify profit targets on any time frame, any instrument, any platform. This was 3-minute chart this morning on S&P. Do you remember Apple? Do you remember oil? This is identical problem. What is the difference? This is 3-minute chart. Instead of struggling for years, this is your day trading decisions. Took S&P 3 hours to break through this level. Not a year as it took oil. Drastically different instruments, identical price action patterns, identical Fibonacci levels. Do you see exact same formula in front of you in live markets on S&P? 3-minute chart as you just saw on oil weekly? What is the only problem we have right now in this webinar? I wish we were in live markets so you can see the accuracy of the method instantly. It's all the same. I remove the name from the chart. What do you see? Fibonacci levels, price action, identical. 3-minute chart is a twin chart of oil weekly. Remember that? Fibonacci, what forms this market? What you choose to trade, absolutely up to you. And this is the reason I live and breathe what I do. And this is the reason students in US is globally taking the course, applying the method to any instrument they will choose to trade. Fibonacci retracements cannot be traded without strict set of rules. You cannot schlep Fibonacci levels on your platform, on your chart randomly. It will never work. You cannot speculate in day trading. You cannot place random market orders. Precise rule-based method is the key. Absolutely crucial to know how to use Fibonacci. Absolutely crucial to remember. Quality is the key to your success. Knowledge in the markets is power. Putting random trades using Fibonacci is not an option. Here's the example. Here's the chart. Here's Fibonacci levels. Do you know which Fibonacci level to use? There are thousands of Fibonacci numbers. What I use, what I developed is very, very unique and completely proprietary. Nothing in common with basic structure. Took only years of work. And this is how simple market is. No indicator on the planet will tell you how to trade. No indicator on the planet will give you these levels, minutes, hours on your day trading charts, days, weeks, months, and years on your position trading charts in advance. Indicators are delayed. Indicators are wishful stuff. Indicators. If indicators worked, every single person on the planet would be Bill Gates. Something that looks so easy is not producing great results, does it? And that's the key. Knowing how to use Fibonacci properly. Not chasing indicators. Fibonacci is not another indicator. Fibonacci is a tool, the only naturally predictive mathematical sequence that can be used on any instrument, any time frame, any platform. Let me remind you, let's walk down memory lane, shall we? Do you remember gold? Do you remember this image? Do you remember gold at trend inception at reversal zone 2016? Do you know where gold is now? This is gold now. Skyrocketed as expected, reached key Fibonacci resistance, and collapsing as expected. No surprise whatsoever, none. This is key target on any instrument, any time frame, any platform you will choose to trade. This is a key. And again, gold skyrocketed from here to here. Gold in free fall, no surprise. And what gold will do next at reversal zone, potentially giving very powerful bullish point of entry as you saw on S&P weekly, as you saw on day trading chart, as you saw on oil. Identical formula. It's all the same. Except on S&P this week, S&P collapsed from reversal zone since last week. Does this look familiar? Decision point 2 on S&P this week? Identical formula. The difference is, this is your day trading decisions. Any chart you choose to trade. Identical level on 15-minute chart as on gold. Identical strategy. And that's the key. Students trading instruments from 1 to 3, 4, 5-minute chart to monthly and yearly ETF stocks options. The most efficient and most profitable market entries occur at trend inception. Absolutely crucial, absolutely essential to recognize that. Ultimate trend inception entries occur at reversal zone. Do you remember Euro in 2014? Reversal zone at 3800? Euro went into free fall. What was holding collapse on Euro? Key number 3400. Where is S&P right now? Does that look familiar? We are at reversal zone, ladies and gentlemen. What is holding this collapse? This level now. This week we dealt with institutional support. But on S&P weekly chart, this is what's holding market into free fall. This is the key. Identical formula as on Euro in 2014. It's all the same. Ultimate point of entry, trend inception, no matter what you trade. And again, one of the most favorite events in the trading room, always oil news. Why? Because we always identify what price will do well before the news. If trading on the news worked, every single person on the planet would be Bill Gates. Another reminder, spectacular bullish news on oil. Oil in free fall. Why oh why? Fibonacci said so. And again, just to remind you, as I'm watching 3-minute chart, exact same thing as S&P did today at the market close. It's all the same. Oil hourly or euro or pound or yen. What you choose to trade, absolutely up to you. Do you remember pound at 140? Are you surprised pound collapsed? Identical formula. Identical price action pattern. Knowing how to apply the tool is a key. Trend inception is ultimate point of entry. When I was developing the method and I was dissecting price action to the key, I recognized very, very clearly. Major trend formed by 5 Fibonacci price waves. Ultimate point of entry at trend inception, reversal zone. Wave 1. Here is a reminder of what played out in the world of hedge funds in 2015, 2016, 2017. If you are a knowledgeable trader, you are quite versed about events on Wall Street and what played out with Valiant. What in the world has happened with Valiant? When everyone on the planet told the top hedge funds buying Valiant, what do I say? It's a silly thing to do. This is Fibonacci reversal zone. I don't care what the earnings are. I don't care what the fundamentals are. Valiant will collapse. Valiant started reversing from 258 level. When did Valiant came out with accounting scandal? Valiant came out with accounting scandal when Valiant was at 160. And that's powerful reminder once again. Never ever ever buy randomly. Never ever ever speculate. Pay attention to pure price and Fibonacci, as this is what Valiant had done, and this is what Valiant doing today. Valiant collapsed from reversal zone at 260 since I made the announcement, 86%. This is where Valiant is now. Look at that. What was the lowest point on Valiant? 850. Do you want to buy at trend inception? Do you know the rules? Valiant gave flawless points of entries months ago. This is trend inception. This is reversal zone and Valiant. And that's what knowledgeable trader does. Enters position at wave 1. Knowledgeable trader never ever ever trades against the trend. Wave 2, scratch the entry. Do not trade against the trend. Highest probability point of entry if not wave 1, wave 3. This was 15-minute chart in the trading room. This is what Price reminded you. Do not trade against the trend. Wave 2. Ultimate reminder. Only if you play by the rules, the sky's the limit. Take the point of entry at the inception of wave 3. Not against the trend. Bullish trend was major. 2700 is institutional support. And that's what S&P had done, as expected. All recorded on live video today from the trading room. I will give you links where you can sign up for YouTube channel later. So, in summary, basic lesson, which what I will be teaching tomorrow in Fibonacci Mastery course. Buy at trend inception, rules are met, take a trade. S&P given massive number of trades this week at trend inception. Again, it was flawless and very, very predictable institutional support, which doesn't happen very often. This week, market gave us that famous 2700. Not the place to ever short into. Level present in the room for years. Identical formula. Key target on S&P to the upside. And that remains constant. Identical patterns. Identical structure. So if you remove all the indicators from your chart, you will recognize it very, very clearly. The only difference, risk management and trader psychology. Price action patterns remain the same. This is exact same thing NQ did this entire week. Nasdaq, on any chart you choose to trade. Where did NQ sold off from? From exact same level as gold. Your long-term position sold off from. Identical formula, identical strategy. What is the difference? This is your day trading decisions. Buy a trend inception, not into Fibonacci resistance. Ultimate three-wave price action pattern. Trade with a trend, not against the trend. Take a look. 5-minute chart on NQ. How predictable is market? Reversal zone, not the place to short. 5-minute chart, wave 1. Do not trade against the trend. Never short into reversal zone. Buyer stepped in with vengeance. Buy at the continuation, wave 3. This is not the place to buy. What is the worst place for the trader to be? Overextended bullish structure and overextended sell-off. Reversal zone, ultimate bullish point of entry. As you saw again on oil long term. As you saw again on S&P long term. That's NQ on 5-minute chart. Identical strategy, identical formula. Keeps repeating time and time again. And that's NQ in a nutshell. Identical strategy, identical formula. One of the very few hedge funds I admire on Wall Street, Renaissance Fund, is holding the bar very, very high for everyone. Renaissance Fund had been consistently profitable. It's extremely mysterious fund, but if you Google and see what you can find about the fund had been consistently profitable and based on Fibonacci. So this is all public knowledge. This is everywhere. Fibonacci is a major buzz on Wall Street that will give you ultimate accuracy on any instrument, any platform, any time frame, on anything you choose to trade. I work with traders from beginner to hedge fund managers since 2011. Day traders, position traders, option traders, trading the method. If you would like to review the information on the website, please do. Everything posted on Fibonacci Trading Institute.com. What happening right now is extremely crucial moment in the market. Extremely crucial moment in what we had doing in Fibonacci Mastery course in the next 2 weeks. In 8 years of teaching traders from beginner to hedge fund manager, I've done only this is 12th bootcamp. Favorite event of the year will be concentrating on market action only in live markets. Fibonacci Trading Bootcamp July 9th through 20th included in Fibonacci Mastery course. Group course 8 weeks, private mentoring 16 includes bootcamp. All classes are live. All classes include bootcamp at no cost for new students. Most important part of the website, YouTube channel, 8 years of videos from the trading room, and of course, what students have to say about the course, what they trade and how. Traders from beginner to hedge fund managers are in the course. Beginner trader Pablo holding the bar very, very high for everyone. Pablo will be speaking in bootcamp in the course, and you can listen to him, and he's in the room every day and sharing what he trades and how. And as you can see, every single trader trading different instrument, different time frame, different platform. If you're a newbie trader and you just arrived at the market and you're chasing indicators, please remember my words. Market is flawless Fibonacci puzzle. If you start paying attention to this, you will do a million times better than chasing indicators. This is what course all about. Pure price for entry and Fibonacci for exit. It is not something I can teach in 1 hour, but it is something I can teach in 2-week bootcamp, especially if it's part of the course, when every single second in the markets on average 3 hours per day, I will be teaching you and quizzing you what market all about. So, if you have any questions, if you would like me to answer any questions about instruments of your choice, pretty please do ask. Please post the name of the instrument and time frame next to it, so I can set up the charts and I can answer. Posting links in front of you, and of course, if you come to YouTube channel, you can see what played out in live markets going back years and years and years. Over 2,000 subscribers to the channel. Video from today will be posted sometimes tomorrow. Library and library of videos. Please review. So I received a question about silver. Any other questions, traders, so I can set up the charts? So I received questions about gold and silver. So again, here's the example. Any other questions so I can set up the charts and I can set up the instrument manager so I can start answering questions one at a time. Again, please remember when it comes to futures markets, every single platform has a different symbols. In 10 years of doing this, I adore Ninja. Cleanest, most beautiful platform ever, hands down. So, symbol on Ninja will be very, very different than the symbol on TradeStation. So, wave 1 and 3. Okie dokie, so questions about gold and silver. RTHY, let's go to questions. One question per person, please. So here we go, loading up the data. Question number 1. Question number 1 about natural gas. One at a time, pretty please. natural gas, NG, done, RTY, gold. No other questions? I've been showing throughout webinar ES. I've shown 11 charts on ES, S&P Mini Future throughout webinar. I'm answering questions about other instruments. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Questions posted, answering next. So please allow the moment to load up the chart. Data loading. First question on natural gas. Again, if you're not posting the time frame, I will apply any chart I choose. Here is the natural gas traders. Here is 30-minute chart. Here is the reversal zone. This is where natural gas collapsed. Anyone surprised? Did exact same thing as oil done despite bullish news. Did exact same thing as S&P is doing right now on 15-minute chart in front of you. Anyone surprised? Not the place to buy? I don't know anything about natural gas. It doesn't matter to me. I know everything about price and Fibonacci. Why in the world are buyers stepping in here? If there is a reason, of course, always is. Let's take a look what is happening on natural gas now. Price action is very, very simple, no matter what chart you trade. This time around, I'm showing you very different chart. This is natural gas on 5-minute chart. Why not? Look what it's respecting. Look where it's finding buyers. Anyone surprised? Should not be. It's exact same level where Apple skyrocketed from. Identical support. Do you remember that? Apple before the news? If you missed my video about Apple before the earnings, pretty please do find. And that's natural gas now. Next question. This is not the indicator. You're killing me. You learn the rules and you apply the levels. I am not giving you or selling you any indicator. You learn the rules. You set up Fibonacci tool on your platform. Next question. RTY. This is anti-indicator method. I have no idea what RTY is. If it's future, you need to tell me the name because it does not exist on Ninja. We are going to gold. Please remember again, traders. If you give me symbols for futures, on Ninja is different than on Sierra, than on TradeStation. Question about gold. Ladies and gentlemen, we already looked on gold. Remember? This is gold. This is where gold collapsed from. Gold in free fall. Gold is heading here. This is trend inception on gold. This is where buyers stepped in from on gold last time around in 2017. We already looked on this chart many times. Again, gold different symbol on any platform. Next question. Gold 5-minute. Here's gold 5-minute chart. The most important Fibonacci level ever. Bright pink line. Where gold collapsed from on 5-minute chart. The end of the minor trend. Everyone seeing this? Absolutely no surprise. It was extremely weak, could not break through. Reminding you, never disrespect these levels. Never disobey decision point 1, ever. Agree? That pure and that simple. Time and time again. Bullish trend was very weak on gold. So why in the world are buyers coming here? Let's take a look. If there is more to the story. Gold at reversal zone, ladies and gentlemen. Ultimate bullish point of entry. Exact same thing as oil had done on weekly. Identical formula. time and time again. Ultimate point of entry, trend inception. Next question, silver chart. Identical formula applies to silver. Let me load up the data. Any questions about stocks? Everyone remembers this is exact same levels on S&P today. No questions about stocks? Okie dokie, looking on silver. 1 second, one question at a time, traders. Jared, 10 more. So, I'm going line by line looking on questions, traders. So, silver and free fall. Poor silver. Let me show you where the free fall started on silver. Let me remind you. Silver, weekly, institutional chart. Sold off from reversal zone. July 2017. Let's take a look what's happening on silver. Is everyone seeing how weak the buyers are? Is everyone seeing the importance of the end of the minor trend? Let's take a look what to expect on silver next. Let's take a look on a different chart. Shall we? This is silver daily. Look at that. Bright pink line. Do you remember S&P? This is silver now. Look at that. Ultimate brick wall. Ultimate support. So ladies and gentlemen, I am out of time. It's been my joy and pleasure being with you. I see so many of your questions. Please remember, in a bootcamp we will be addressing all the instruments. So if you would like to review the information on the website, do not hesitate to contact me. 925-257-4298 or info@fibinstitute.com. My joy and pleasure being with you. Thank you, traders. Thank you, Ninja. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jared. Look forward to hearing from you. Adios, everyone.
All right, I want to give a special thank you to Alla Peters of Fibonacci Trading Institute for a great presentation today. Everyone in attendance here today will receive an on-demand recording of today's event, so please keep an eye out for that email. Just a heads up, NinjaTrader Ecosystem is pleased to sponsor these weekly vendor events as a value-added service for our clients. If you find value in these events, we hope to see you again in future events. We just want to remind everyone that the information provided today was that of Fibonacci Trading Institute and not of NinjaTraders. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Again, we appreciate the time you spent with us today. Please enjoy the rest of your day. We hope to see you again in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us here at the NinjaTrader Ecosystem.